What's up, guys? Welcome to our new series on heroes of the Bible. We're going to be starting with Moses. So, the backstory to Moses is the Israelites were trapped in Egypt because Pharaoh had them enslaved. They were slaves to the Pharaoh. And then the Pharaoh ordered that all baby boys be killed so that no one could challenge his reign later. So then this Israelite woman had a baby boy. So she kept him hidden for 3 months until she could no longer hide him. And then she placed him in a basket and put him down the Nile River, where he flowed down the river and was found by Pharaoh's daughter, who then the baby boy's sister came running over asking if she would like some help with nursing the child. And then the Pharaoh's daughter said, "Sure, send an Israelite to help nurse this daughter." And she went home and got her mother, who was the baby boy's actual mom. And so she actually got to nurse and care for her son. And this is when the Pharaoh called him Moses. So then, later, when Moses is older and more in charge of the palace, he sees an Egyptian soldier whipping one of the Israelites because he was not working as hard as he should. We don't know the exact reason. And when Moses saw it, he was angry. So he went and he killed the Egyptian that was with the whip. And then, because he was afraid of Pharaoh and what might happen to him, he ran. He ran out of Egypt. He ran far away into a flock of sheep, where he then learned to be a shepherd. And then one day, he went up to this mountain where he saw a burning bush. And this burning bush, it didn't burn up, and then it spoke to him. It was the voice of God in the bush. And it said to him not to be afraid, but to go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go, the Israelites go. And Moses said, "I can't. I have a stuttering problem. I can't go up to Pharaoh. I'm too scared." And God said, "I will be with you." And I think this is very important because we're afraid a lot of times when we say, "God, I'm afraid to do this. I don't feel like doing this." God is with you. God can help you through anything He wants you to do. God will be with you. Then later, Moses asked God, "Well, what should I tell Pharaoh? Who sent me?" And in Exodus 3, verse 14 through 15, it says, God replies to Moses, "I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel. I am has sent me to you." God also said to Moses, "Say this to the people of Israel. Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my eternal name, my name to remember for all generations." So after this, Moses goes to Pharaoh. He goes to Pharaoh and he says, "To let my people go." He says, "Let the Israelites free." And when Pharaoh says no, there's a plague. And then Moses keeps coming back to the Pharaoh, "Let the Israelites go. Let God's people go." And he keeps saying no. And every time there's a new plague. Until the last plague, where the firstborn son of any house is dead. So then all the Israelites, they put blood on their doorsteps and they had a feast so that when the angel of death came, they would not be harmed. And then all of the Egyptians, all of their firstborn sons were killed. And the Pharaoh who had a firstborn son, he was also killed. So the Pharaoh then said, "Get out of here, we don't want you." And they left. And then later, when they're almost there, the Pharaoh regrets his decision. He decides he wants them back. So he gets his army, and he rushes to go get them, the Israelites. And then the Israelites see the Egyptians coming. They see them coming on chariots and with horses, and they're afraid. And then the Lord himself Moses was saying that the Lord himself will fight for you, just stay calm. And then in Exodus 14, verses 15 through 18, then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying to me? Tell the people to get moving. Pick up your staff and raise your hand over the sea. Divide the waters so that Israelites can walk through the middle of the sea on dry ground. And I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they will charge after the Israelites. My great glory will be displayed to Pharaoh and his troops, his chariots and his charioteers. When my glory is displayed through them, all of Egypt will see my glory and know that I am Lord." So then, verse 21 and 22. Then Moses raised his hand over the sea, and the Lord opened a path right through the water, and a strong east wind. The wind blew all that night, turning and seabed into dry land. So the people of Israel walked through the middle of the sea on dry ground, with walls of water on each side. And then, when they got through, the walls came crashing down. The Egyptians were running through, and the water just came down on them, crushing all of them. And that's how Moses saved the people of Israel. Moses took God's people, and God appointed him. He wasn't the best. He wasn't the best speaker. He wasn't the most courageous. But God saw him. He saw him as a leader. He saw someone who can bring people out of Israel. You see, you might not see you as the person for the job. You might not think that you're the right person. You might have a stuttering problem. You might not be the best at public speaking. That doesn't make you unequipped for the job that God has for you. You see, Moses, he stuttered. He wasn't good at public speaking. He was afraid of Pharaoh. He was afraid of what Pharaoh might do to him. But God said, "That doesn't matter. I am with you." So you see, we don't need our own strength. We don't need our own power. We need God's power. And when it's something that we cannot do without God, and we do it, then it's all the glory goes to God, because we couldn't have done that on our own. The only one who could do that is God. So thanks for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless.